Before we start, please hear a message from International News Today Network. Starting today, for every subscriber, International News Today Network will plant one tree to save our planet. Please help contribute in saving our planet by subscribing to our channel. One subscriber equals one tree. Thanks. Russia took aim Sunday at Western military supplies for Ukraine, launching airstrikes on Kyiv that it claimed destroyed tanks donated from abroad, as Vladimir Putin warned that any Western deliveries of longer-range rocket systems would prompt Moscow to hit objects that we haven't yet struck. The Russian leader's cryptic threat of military escalation did not specify what the new targets might be. It came days after the United States announced plans to deliver $700 million of security assistance for Ukraine that includes 4 precision-guided, medium-range rocket systems, as well as helicopters, Javelin anti-tank systems, radars, tactical vehicles, and more. Military analysts say Russia hopes to overrun Ukraine's embattled eastern industrial Donbas region, where Russia-backed separatists have fought the Ukrainian government since 2014. Before the arrival of any U.S. weapons that might turn the tide. The Pentagon said last week that it will take at least 3 weeks to get the U.S. weapons onto the battlefield. Ukraine said the missiles aimed at the capital hit a train repair shop. Elsewhere, Russian airstrikes in the eastern city of Druzhkivka destroyed buildings and left at least one person dead, a Ukrainian official said. Residents described waking to the sound of missile strikes, with rubble and glass falling down around them. It was like in a horror movie, Svetlana Romashkina said. The Russian Defense Ministry said air-launched precision missiles were used to destroy workshops in the Donetsk region of eastern Ukraine, including in Druzhkivka, that were repairing damaged Ukrainian military equipment. Meanwhile, Ukraine's General Staff said Russian forces fired 5 X-22 cruise missiles from the Caspian Sea toward Kyiv, and one was destroyed by air defenses. 4 other missiles hit infrastructure facilities, but Ukraine said there were no casualties. Nuclear plant operator Energodom said one cruise missile buzzed close to the Pyvidinukrinsk nuclear plant, 350 kilometers, 220 miles, to the south, seemingly on its way to Kyiv. It warned of the possibility of a nuclear catastrophe if even one missile fragment had hit the facility. The missiles that struck Kyiv destroyed T-72 tanks supplied by Eastern European countries and other armored vehicles, the Russian Defense Ministry said on the Telegram app. Ukraine's railway authority subsequently led reporters on a guided tour of a rail car repair plant in eastern Kyiv that it said was hit by 4 missiles. The authority said no military equipment had been stored there, and Associated Press reporters saw no remnants of any in the facility's destroyed building. There were no tanks, and you can just be witness to this, said Serhiy Leshchenko, an advisor to the Ukrainian president's office. However, a government advisor said on national TV that military infrastructure also was targeted. AP reporters saw a building burning in an area near the destroyed rail car plant. 2 residents of that district said the warehouse-type structure that billowed smoke was part of a tank repair facility. Police blocking access to the site told an AP reporter that military authorities had banned the taking of images there. In a television interview that aired Sunday, Putin lashed out at Western deliveries of weapons to Ukraine, saying they aim to prolong the war. All this fuss around additional deliveries of weapons, in my opinion, has only one goal: to drag out the armed conflict as much as possible, Putin said. He insisted such supplies were unlikely to change the military situation for Ukraine's government, which he said was merely making up for losses of similar rockets. If Kyiv gets longer-range rockets, he added, Moscow will draw appropriate conclusions and use our means of destruction, which we have plenty of, in order to strike at those objects that we haven't yet struck. The US has stopped short of offering Ukraine longer-range weapons that could fire deep into Russia. But the 4 medium-range high-mobility artillery rocket systems in the security package include launchers on wheels that allow troops to strike a target and then quickly move away, which could be useful against Russian artillery on the battlefield. Moscow also accused the West on Sunday of closing off lines of communication by forcing Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov's plane to cancel a trip to Serbia for talks Monday. Serbia's neighbors closed their airspace to Lavrov's plane, Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova told Italian television in comments reported by Russian news agencies. Earlier in the day, Serbian newspaper Večernje Novosti had said that Bulgaria, North Macedonia, and Montenegro would not allow Lavrov's plane to come through. "This is another closed channel of communication," Zakharova said. The Spanish daily El País reported Sunday that Spain planned to supply anti-aircraft missiles and up to 40 Leopard 2A4 battle tanks to Ukraine. Spain's Ministry of Defense did not comment on the report.